them one after the other. The first was to estimate the maximum orbital speed of the satellite to 2 significant figures. All right, so let's define some terms first. We have small m to be the mass of the satellite. The mass of the Earth mass, which was given to us, is big M. And then we have the distance to perigee. Let's call that R sub P, RP. And then the distance to apogee will be RA. Okay, so we are ready to go. So in order to estimate the maximum orbital speed, we need to do some analysis, and we recognize that the maximum orbital speed occurs at perigee. So this is the first observation. Maximum orbital speed occurs at perigee. So at perigee, we can calculate the centripetal force to be equal to the gravitational force. This gives us the mass of the satellite multiplied by the speed, v, the speed, let's call it v squared, over the distance to perigee, to be equal to the gravitational constant g multiplied by small m multiplied by big M all over rp squared. We simply reorganize this to make v the subject, because that's what we are looking for. So v is going to be equal to square root of g multiplied by big M, the Earth mass, divided by rp. Once we have this, we can substitute the values we know. So we have square root of 6.67 times 10 to the power negative 11 Newton meter squared per kilogram squared, multiplied by 6.0, multiplied by 10 to the power 24 kilogram, all over 6.68 times 10 to the power 6 meters. So this simplifies. I mean, if you look at it, it simplifies to square root of 60 times 10 to the power 6 meter squared, second squared. And so if we take the square root of this, we'll get 7.7 times 10 to the power 3 meter per second. This is to 2 significant figures, right? Yes. Okay, so the mark allocation for this. Recognizing the right relationship, that was worth 1 point. Doing all that calculation, substituting correctly and doing the calculations, 2 points. And then the final answer, 1 point, giving a total of 4 points for this first part. Next is to determine the ellipticity of the orbit. Orbit ellipticity is given by the distance to apogee minus the distance to perigee all over the expression distance to apogee plus distance to perigee. Once you have that, you can substitute because all the values have been given. So we have 7.80 times 10 to the power 6 meters minus 6.68 times 10 to the power 6 meters all over 7.80 times 10 to the power 6 meters plus 6.68 times 10 to the power 6 meters. If you do the calculation, you should arrive at 0.077 for the orbit ellipticity. Right relationship, 1 point. Calculation, 1 point. Final answer, 1 point, giving a total of 3 points for the second part. Finally, determine the semi-major axis of the orbit. The semi-major axis is given by the distance to apogee plus the distance to perigee all over 2. Values are given, so you substitute 7.8 times 10 to the power 6 meters plus 6.68 times 10 to the power 6 meters all over 2. And if you take your time and do the calculation, you should arrive at 7.24 times 10 to the power 6 meters. 1 point for knowing the relationship, 1 point for the calculation, and 1 point for the final answer, 3 points, giving a total of 10 points. This is the suggested solution from the consultants. Now, contestants, St. Margaret Mary. Things started appearing, no explanation of any sort, and then I don't even understand where you are going. For the effort on humanitarian grounds, I'm giving you 1 out of 10. KROBO girls, your answer for the first one is incorrect. When it gets to the second one, that too is problematic. It's not the right relationship. So that's also wrong. But you were able to calculate the third one, the semi-major axis. That was a correct calculation. That was worth 3 points. And I gave St. Margaret Mary 1 humanitarian point. I'm adding it to you. That gives you a total of 4 out of 10. Holy Child School. You were unable to do the first one. Your relationship is not even right. You started substituting, didn't get far. That's not right. No points there. The second one, you knew the relationship for the ellipticity. You knew the relationship. That's worth 1 point. You substituted correctly. That is another point, but you couldn't arrive at the final answer. You didn't finish this problem. So you have 2 points for the second one. For the third one, the semi-major axis, yes, you were able to calculate for that, and that was worth 3 points, so you have the 3 points. That would have been 5, but I gave these others an extra point, so I'm adding the humanitarian point to you. That gives you 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. That's the end of the problem of the day and the end of round 3. Please pick up your notepads. Before we begin the 4th round, Holy Child School would like to effect a substitution. Kezia is leaving us. Kezia, it's been a pleasure. And Christabel Afuakwa is coming in. Christabel, where are you? You are welcome, Christabel.
Thank you.
Now, round 4. In this round, I'm going to be presenting you with statements. When you receive a statement, please consider the statement very carefully and let me know whether it's true or false. If you are right, 2 points. If you are incorrect, you lose a precious point. You may choose not to respond, in which case that statement becomes available to the 2 other schools. A school may ring and attempt an answer. If right, 2 full points. If it's incorrect, there's a penalty, 1 point. Best wishes to all schools. I have a preamble for this first set of statements, after which I'm coming to you, St. Margaret Mary. Preamble. The implication, if P, then Q, is true whenever, that's the preamble. I hope you got it. No response means yes. So, St. Margaret Mary, P is true. Yes, Mark?
True.
No, that's a false statement. Holy child, P is false and Q is true. Yes, Akosia?
True.
Yes. P is false and Q is false. Jemima?
True.
Yes. Using sodium hydroxide in the saponification of a vegetable oil will give hard soap. Abigail?
True.
Yes. The traditional soaps produced using ashes of plantain pods or cocoa husks are soft, mainly because the glycerin is not removed. Yes, Christabel?
False.
Yes. Synthetic detergents and soaps have the same functional groups. Yes, Jemima?
False.
Yes. I have a preamble for all schools. Preamble. State whether the following statements are true or false about the Calvin cycle. Statements about the Calvin cycle. All right, so say Margaret Mary. It turns carbon dioxide from the air into carbon that living things can use to make sugars, proteins, nucleotides, and lipids. Yes, Abigail?
True.
Yes. It stores energy from sunlight into the long-term storage form of sugar, which can be used by plants or eaten by animals to form the basis for the food chain. Yes, Akosia?
True.
Yes. It removes carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas, from the air. Jemima?
True.
Yes. The maximum potential energy and the maximum kinetic energy of a simple harmonic oscillator are equal. Which of you? Abigail?
False.
Oh dear. That's a true statement. The total mechanical energy of a simple harmonic oscillator equals the sum of its maximum potential energy and its maximum kinetic energy. Yes, Christabel?
False.
Yes. The average kinetic energy of a simple harmonic oscillator equals half the total energy of the oscillator. Jemima?
True.
Yes. A trapezium is a cyclic quadrilateral. Abigail?
False.
Yes. A parallelogram is a cyclic quadrilateral. Yes, Christabel.
True.
No, that's a false statement. A rectangle is a cyclic quadrilateral. Yes, Jemima.
False.
No, that's a true statement. Hard water and heavy water are the same. Abigail.
False.
Yes. Water in a hand-dug well, not too far from the sea, is found to contain mainly chloride ions as anions. This means the water will be soft. Yes, Akosia?
False.
Yes. Whereas lake lime can be used to soften water of temporary hardness, it cannot be used for the same purpose for water of permanent hardness. Yes, Jemima?
False.
No, that's a true statement. The mammalian erythrocytes differ from the leukocytes at maturity because the erythrocytes are amoeboid and nucleated. Yes, Abigail?
False.
Yes. The mammalian erythrocytes differ from the leukocytes at maturity because the erythrocytes are amoeboid and enucleated. Yes, Christabel?
False.
Yes. The mammalian erythrocytes differ from the leukocytes at maturity because the erythrocytes are discoid and nucleated. Yes, Jemima?
False.
Yes. Last set of statements. Last set. The electric motor operates on the principle that an EMF is induced in a conductor in the presence of a changing magnetic field. Yes, Abigail?
True.
No, that's a false statement. The electric motor operates on the principle that electric current flows through a conductor when the conductor moves in a magnetic field. Christabel?
True.
No, that's a false statement. Last statement. The electric motor converts electrical energy into mechanical energy and does so on the basis of the torque developed by the magnetic force on a current-carrying conductor. Jemima?
True.
Yes. That's the end of the fourth round. At the end of the fourth round, St. Margaret Mary Senior High School has 18 points. Holy Child School has 27 points. KROBO Girls Senior High School has 31 points. Fifth and final round. In this round, I'm going to be reading out clues. Your objective is to solve the riddle. For an opportunity to solve a riddle, you must ring for it. May I hear your bell? St. Margaret Mary. Thank you. Yours, KROBO Girls. Thank you. And yours, Holy Child School. If you solve the riddle on the first clue, 5 points. On the second clue, 4 points. On the third only clue thereafter, 3 points. There are 4 riddles in all. Best wishes, everyone. You have to look down below the horizontal to view me. I am always downcast and feeling depressed. I am an angle. Yes, Jemima?
Angle of depression.
Yes. The rest of the clues. To be precise, I am a type of angle. I am the angle between the horizontal and a line from an observer to an object below the eye level of the observer. And yes, it's the angle of depression. They solved the riddle on the third clue, 3 points. Next one. In chemistry, I am the splitting of bonds in molecules. In cell biology, I am the act or state of splitting or dividing a cell, particularly during the telophase of animal cell division. In embryology, I am the repeated division of a fertilized ovum producing a cluster of cells. Yes, which of you? Abigail?
Cleavage.
You are right. Let me continue the clues. Cluster of cells with the same size as the original zygote. The different cells derived from my process are called blastomers. I am the embryonic cell division that occurs without cell growth. And yes, it's cleavage. I was reading the third clue when they solved the riddle. 3 points. Next one. I am a property of a collection of excited atoms. I represent a deviation from the usual energy distribution in a system in thermal equilibrium. Because of this, it has been suggested that I represent a state of negative absolute temperature. Yet, I am a hotter state than absolute zero. I am an essential condition for optical amplification. I am the state of excitation in which there are more atoms in a high energy state than in a low. Yes, Akosia?
Population inversion.
You are right. The rest of the clue is than in a low energy state. I was reading the last clue, 3 points. Last one. If you want to know what a catalyst is and what it does, I am a good candidate. I help to capture your... Yes, Christabel.
Enzyme.
No. I continue. I help to capture your product of bush burning and moisture from the atmosphere. Without me, there will not be any banku or fufu or bread on your table. Yes, Jemima?
Fermentation.
No. I have a porphyrin ring very similar to the one in a tissue in your body. A group 2 metal sits in the middle of my molecule. I am responsible for the green color of leaves. So who am I? Abigail.
Magnesium.
Anyone? Yes, you are right. The right answer is chlorophyll, and that's the end of the 5th round. At the end of the contest, here are the final scores. St. Margaret Mary Senior High School has 21 points. Holy Child School has 30 points. KROBO Girls Senior High School has 34 points. As we are in the money zone, I have some announcements. The money zone is sponsored by GCB Bank. So this is what GCB Bank is going to do. St. Margaret Mary Senior High School is going to receive a total amount of 420 Ghana cedis for the 3 contestants and 1 teacher. Holy Child Holy Child School is going to receive a total of 600 Ghana cedis for the 3 contestants and 1 teacher. KROBO Girls Senior High School is receiving a total amount of 680 Ghana cedis for the 3 contestants and 1 teacher. In addition to this, Bond Savings and Loans is donating an amount of 500 Ghana cedis to the winning team. St. Margaret Mary Senior High School, thank you for being here. Best wishes to you. Holy Child School, thank you for being here. You have to say goodbye. Best wishes. KROBO Girls Senior High School. Congratulations on winning the contest. Well done. Prepare, and I look forward to seeing you in the semi-finals. Jemima, remember that you owe me a joke. Viewers, thank you for joining us for this contest. We have 1 more quarter-final contest left. That contest will be featuring Accra Academy, Islamic Senior High School, and Prempeh College. Before we leave, I would like to acknowledge that the National Science and Math Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools. We have support from GCB Bank, Accra College of Medicine, Medifair Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, Lancaster University, Ghana, Academic City College, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACBIV, Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP, MFA Jewelry, and Hoti Makeup. The mentorship sessions are sponsored by Bond Savings and Loans and RMG Ghana, and SciTech Fair 2018 was sponsored by Goyle Prudential Life Insurance Ghana and Telo Ghana Limited. Our media sponsors are City FM and Joy News. This is a primetime production. Thank you once again for joining us for this contest, and see you next time. Bye.
I can conveniently pay for my utility bills, my son's Cartoon Network on DSTV, and renew my internet services package. I can securely send my sweet mother her monthly allowance by simply transferring funds from my bond account into hers. I can also pay the gardener through any of the mobile money platforms available. I can verify if the check to the vendor has cleared. Now let me guess my sister is here at time so I can peacefully go back to sleep. With Bond Mobile app, you can do your banking anywhere. Download the Bond Mobile app on Apple Play Store or Google Play Store today. Bond, your success, our passion.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with Gold synthetic oil and any quality Gold oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with Gold synthetic oil.
Gold is a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose Gold.
Ashene Pankasa. Gold, good energy.